Time was running out. Henry felt it with every beat of his heart. His steps were long and purposeful, but his trek still took entirely too long. The moment he crossed the invisible barrier protecting the 64,000-acre estate, the Dragon Kings had been notified. They would be coming for him, and they would stop him. Or they would try. He was getting through the Fey doorway no matter what he had to do. There was no time for a discussion. There wasn't time for anything. He broke into a run. He had parked at the distillery instead of the manor, hoping to make it to the Dragonwood before one of the kings stopped him. Which one would it be? His guess was Ulrich, the King of Silvers, since he was in charge of Dragon while Con was on Zora. Henry glanced to the side and spotted Dragon Manor in the distance. His gaze went to the sky. The kings didn't fly during the day, but that didn't mean they wouldn't if they thought the threat was significant enough. He was defying Con's explicit orders, which meant he was a threat. He ran faster, pumping his legs and arms to push his body to its limit. Sweat beaded his skin, and he wished he had left his jacket in his vehicle. His lungs burned and his legs ached, but he didn't stop. He couldn't. He should have told his sister his plans, but he couldn't chance her passing the info on to her mate, Nikolai. They would soon learn that he was no longer on the Isle of Skye to help them with the situation the Sky Druids were dealing with. Esther had been furious when he left to travel to Zora the first time. Unfortunately, no one on Zora had been very pleased to see him either. He understood that things were in flux there, and adding another human to the mix with the dragons didn't make things any easier for the kings. If only Con had listened to what Henry had to say. The instant he was within the trees, Henry let out a small sigh of relief. Even if he got to the Fey doorway on Dragon, he would still have to get past the kings once he reached Zora. But Henry didn't have a choice. He had to go. Something on Zora posed a threat to everyone. He had felt it through the doorway, and it was only growing darker and more powerful with each day that passed. He wove through the trees, slowing to a jog. Daily 5-mile runs kept him in shape, but he was likely to be pushed past his breaking point. He glanced behind him but saw no one following. He looked up, but no large shadows crossed the bright sun. He looked to either side of him but saw nothing. It wasn't just the kings Henry needed to be concerned about. Their mates were powerful in their own rights. Any of them could stop him. His mobile vibrated in his pocket. He didn't need to look to know it was Esther. He wished he could have told her and Nikolai what he planned. He wished they could have helped him. But Nikolai wouldn't go against Con's orders, and right now, keeping the dragons on Zora calm was the king's main goal.